What is up, guys? Today I'm going to be going through 5 topics, 4 of which are to help you find the right name for your gaming YouTube channel, and then 1 is just my name reveal at the very end for those who are subscribed. Now let's get in the video. Tip number 1, guys, is to know what you're looking for. The ultimate goal of your YouTube username is for someone to look at it and be like, oh, that's cool, I'm going to go check out their channel. Now there are multiple ways you can do that. One, they can look at your channel and see they have content that they would be interested in watching. That is what I call displaying, because then when you display what your channel is about, someone's going to be, oh, they're about gaming? I want to go check that out. I like gaming. They're about Fortnite. Fortnite's dead, but even if it was, somebody would be like, oh, Fortnite's pretty interesting. I love Fortnite YouTube videos, so let's go watch that. But then there's also the hazard you run. If you decide to do that, and then later decide if you ever get famous, let's just say, that you don't want to do that topic anymore, people are going to be pretty confused when they see your channel and they see that it says something games or something that deals with gaming and you don't have any gaming content uploaded recently. Then that'll be a set off, let down, whatever you want to call it, and they'll just probably click off your channel, not even watch a video, definitely not subscribe, and you just disappointed someone. This is why you might want to displace, which is where you do something original that doesn't have any set category. And there's nothing more original than your name, except if you just want to do your name. Let's say your name is Jason Brown, and there's already a Jason Brown who has a ton of subscribers. Then you'd have to find a way to incorporate something original that you love the sound of, love anything about. Like, my channel name right now is Django Jawas because I like Star Wars. And that's where I'm going to get on to topic 2. Now that you know what you're looking for, you know whether you're looking for something that can tell people this is what this channel is about, or something that will tell people my channel is original, I'm not like the other channels, and here's a funny name that can probably hook you. Then, okay, almost died there. But then once you actually find that name, and if you need help finding their name, like just random ideas to help get you started, because what I inevitably did is I went under notes on my phone and I wrote down every idea I had. Even if it was a stupid idea, I wrote it down just because later I might read that and not pick that name, but think of something creative based off that name that I love, and then who knows, maybe that'll be the name that you choose and the name that everybody sees, just because you kept a stupid name that nobody liked. So ways to actually find those stupid names or actually good names, if you can't think of any gorgeous ideas on your own, there are just these little random name makers that'll just, you put words in and they'll say names. Just go to one of those and just let it give you a few ideas. Even if it's not any good ideas, a few ideas can't hurt. And once you see those ideas, if you see any words that spark your interest, start thinking what you can do with those words. And you can do a cycle where you just put words in that you like. Another way you can do it, go to a thesaurus or a dictionary and look for words that can be play on with your name, like mock. I was thinking of kamikaze, but then I decided no. And I just kept doing that until I found the name I was in love with. So now, if you found the name you love, if you haven't, keep doing that process over and over, or just sit there with a pen and a piece of paper and think of ideas, which is a slow way, but it's probably surefire to get you a good idea. I would say the next thing you want to do is check that name, because the worst thing you can do is name your YouTube channel, and then after 90 days, realize that you made a mistake, and then have to change it because someone else already had that name who has like 20,000 more subscribers than you. Goodness, please stay away. Let me switch to the sword. Or you can go down there. Yeah, I like that idea better. Ah, okay. So, well, that wasn't planned. But let me get back to my idea, what I was trying to say. That I have completely no idea. If you're wondering why the zombies have no heads, it's because I'm in the 1.15 snapshot, and they kind of, they didn't get it to go the right way, so now it's a little bit messed up. But meh. At least we see bees. somewhere. Okay, good ways to check your name would be just, there's these websites called Namecheck. One is Namecheck with how it's actually spelled. It would be www.namecheck.com, and that one's a really good one. But then there's also Namecheck without the E and the C, NameCHK. That's also a really good one. I mean, I'll put a link to these in the description. Now, when you put your username in there, what it's going to tell you is all the other things that have already used that name or whatever you're looking for. It'll show you whether .coms, .cos, .whatever's used it, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, whether anything has already used that, and you won't be able to have the rights for it on any type of surface. To make sure it doesn't have a .com, make sure it doesn't have a YouTube, obviously, because there's always the chance that if there's a small channel compared to you, he could grow faster than you, pop up out of nowhere, and now you're no longer the one that shows up when people search. So a great way would just make sure nobody is using it on Instagram or YouTube, because that way you'll get the most publicity you can. Make sure you can edit on YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter the name a tiny bit, but I'd suggest keeping it normal on YouTube. And on Instagram and Twitter, if you want, you can add _YT to the end, and then people will be like, oh, he has a channel. So now that you have your name, you've checked it, and it's alright, nobody else is using it, what you want to do is make sure that it makes sense in the future, and makes sense in general. Say it out loud to yourself multiple times. Don't have any numbers in your username. I forgot to warn you this, but don't have any numbers. Don't have homophones, because the thing is, whenever you have homophones and numbers, people, whenever they're telling someone else about your channel, whenever you're telling someone about your channel, they'll see two ways of spelling it. Because let's just say my name was like Django24 Deer. I don't know. People will be like, okay, that's pretty long. What was it again? Even if they do go check it out, they won't really know how to spell it. So you'll have to tell them. That'll kind of push them away from checking you out, because who wants to have to openly search and ask people about how to spell this name? And if it doesn't show up the first time, people probably won't look a second time. So it's helping you in the long run. People will be like, okay, if I spell it this way, that's exactly how it sounds, and that's exactly how people are going to look. You can die. Look for it. But are you going to activate? Okay, no. The reason it's so important not to have any numbers or homophones is spelling it. Whenever you're looking for a YouTube channel, you're going to spell it, obviously. So if someone tells you the number 8, his name would be Django87. You'd be like, okay, cool. Are those numbers spelled out, or are they just like the actual number? And there is already some miscommunication there. If you don't tell them, they're not going to find your name, most likely. And once they fail one time, it's proven that people usually don't look a second time. If it's spelled Django887 and someone looks up Django887, but they spelled it out instead of using numbers, and they can't find it, they're going to be like, oh, I guess it's not really worth it if I couldn't find it. Now, you just lost a chance at a subscriber just because you used a homophone. A homophone is a word that sounds the same as another word, but it's spelled differently. Oh, scared me. Such as deer, meat, and I can't think of any more off the top of my head. But the reason you want to stay clear of those is just when people communicate the name, how hard is it to spell it? You just got to think about that. Now that you don't have any homophones in your name, does it actually sound stupid? Two things you got to remember. If it sounds stupid, let your friends say it. And if you're embarrassed about them saying it, you're not going to want it. Because then, who wants to be embarrassed about something that was a weird noise, they should be prideful in? Because then, you won't share it, other people won't share it just because it sounds stupid, and now people are like, Oh, that's kind of weird. Okay, my apologies. I gotta cover this hole real quick. Oh no, not my torches. Torches, come back to me. That is not where I wanted to place you. You just made everything 1,000 times worse. If your name, it sounds stupid. People aren't gonna say it. You're not gonna say it. And then, if you're scared to say it, and your friends or your subscribers are scared to tell people what it is, then they're just not gonna, and then you lose the chance at more subscribers. So what you want is a cool, original, or displaying sounding name, such as something that rolls off the tongue. You don't want people to lose track of what they're spelling while they're spelling it, like JimmyTriesGamings.com or Jimmy Tries Gamings with Grandma, something weird. Nobody's going to remember how to spell that while they're spelling it. Hello, Mr. Spider. Just because they're going to forget. You want something short that rolls off the tongue, such as Diamond Breaker. No one forgets Diamond Breaker. It's probably overused, so I wouldn't recommend it, but nobody forgets it just because it's so short. If you're spelling Diamond Breaker, you're just gonna know how to spell it. Oh, hello. Thanks. Now that you have that name and you know what to do, there's just a little process of changing it, and I'm sure you can find plenty of YouTube videos showing you how to change it, such as, I'll put something in the description. I don't know what video, but I'll put something in the description to show you how you can go about changing it in 2019. Because then, after you change it, you have to wait 90 days to change it again. That is a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and shoot y'all from here. So, since it takes so long after you make a mistake, I would heavily recommend that you think about it before you change it. Make sure it's exactly what you want. Because once you make a mistake, if you make that mistake again, you're already going to be put off YouTube and you probably want nothing to do with it. And then you're going to let your channel die. You're like, wow, that went dark quick. Yes, it did. So guys, now that you know how to pick your own YouTube username, that'll give you your heart's content, whatever your deepest gaming YouTube channel desires are, it's time for you to see what I finally picked, because this video is late, and I think y'all don't really care for waiting anymore. So guys, let me go to the world, because I did a little reveal thing. Actually, first, let me get out of here, but y'all don't have to see that part. Well, guys, here we are. A dark ritual. I'm just kidding. This is where I'm going to present my name with. Don't ask about the dog. He just, kind of snuck in here, and I didn't want him following me around everywhere. Hello. Hello. Oh, well, since those two are, like, Zombie and Steve, they blacked out because the new snapshot. Well, that sucks. But, hello. 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 No. No. Guys, we've waited for a decent little bit. As you can see, these are the new bees. I just thought it would be pretty interesting to show you the new creature. They are pretty large, you can tell. There's this weird little ceremony thing going on. And now, it is time to show you. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. That is not what I thought was going to happen. Firework. Woohoo! Yeah, firework. Well, it still works one way or another. Let me just... Now I gotta do that. Go into my inventory. There it is, guys. That took way too long. That didn't go as planned. I apologize, but the new name is Mockable with a capital M and a capital K. The bees are dying. People told me you might not want to pick that. Doesn't sound that cool. But that's just because you're not used to it. You're used to my normal name. So there's another tip for you guys. Just because other people don't like it. If it makes sense to you, I'd go ahead and say do it. This is Mockable. Thank you for watching, stay awesome, and see you next time. Also, if you liked the channel, and you're new to the channel, and you're watching this video just because you wanted to know how to pick a username, I would heavily suggest subscribing. Usually we don't do this content, we do Minecraft and just normal gaming content. I don't really try to share any life lessons with y'all, but I just decided to do something special. So guys, if you liked today's video, put a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, whatever you want, whatever is your heart's content. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.